You know what's so attractive about younger women? Because a lot of these dudes talk about fertility and looks and stuff. I don't actually think it's that. I think that in the modern world, in the days of old, right, you'd meet a woman, you get married, you'd be together, whatever. In the modern world, if I meet a girl who's 33 and single, I know the amount of dick that's been through her before me is just simply unattractive. I don't care how nice you are, but you're 33 years old. How many men have fucked? If I get a 19-year-old girl, I might be her second or third man, right? I'm going to be dude number fucking 29, and all the trauma and heartbreak and bullshit they put you through, you're going to try and bring to my door? Like, well, my last man cheated. I don't give a Like, I don't care. Like, why is that my problem? So if you pick up older women, you have to accept they've been on the carousel longer. They've had more fucking rides, more spins. I don't want that shit. When I see a beautiful young woman, I know that she has a very low body count. And also, but the truth is this, women's mentality is absolutely connected to sex. If a woman sleeps with a bunch of men, it's harder to penetrate her mind and make her fall in love with you. It is unattractive too. And it's unattractive. It is. But if she's had 30 dudes inside of her, she really gonna think, you know what, this guy's so special, or she's gonna think, you know what, he talked to me rude, let's go get a new guy. Whereas if a woman's only been with a few guys, she's much more likely to fall in love with you, be a better partner. So the likelihood of her falling completely in love with you and staying loyal to you and really believing you're the only man for her after being through so much trauma and so many men and sleeping with so many dudes and having her heart broken and having those memories of her ex and all that crap she's been through is far less likely than meeting a nice, young, beautiful girl who hasn't been with many men and she goes, you know what, this is the guy, I like him. Every woman who knows this and every man who watches this can be honest. Women fall in love with the person they lose their virginity to or their second or third guy. They really remember them. They really love them. Any woman who slept with 50 dudes, she doesn't even remember who most of them are. She doesn't care. If a woman slept with a bunch of men before you, she's less likely to stick it out through a difficult period in a relationship. She's more likely to just say, you know what, new answers, new dick.
That's a pretty good answer.
And that's the truth. Let me make something clear. If I meet a beautiful 30-year-old woman, I'm not saying I won't sleep with her.
That's pretty fucking old.
Yeah. 30?
I know.
What are you, crazy?
There's been times I was drunk.
Your reaction to the video?
Is he Muslim, Andrew Tate? I was just curious.
He used to be atheist, then he became Christian, but now he's Muslim.
It's in his, they have the virgins in the Muslim culture, and I know he does the mantras. I've seen him do those mantras when he sits down. I've seen the pictures. He does those.
You mean this?
He does that, and he does other mantras too, and it's like I had a.
Well, let's stick to the video here. So, reaction. I think you might have a reaction because.
Well, yeah. I mean, he trafficked women in
my
country, and so I don't really care what he says, but
alleged.
I will say this: allegedly, fine, allegedly, even though the Romanian press says otherwise. I read the articles in Romanian. Anyways,
alleged.
Anyways, no, I think. Look, so once again, I feel like we're going in circles. I feel like, look, as a girl who's like, has a body count of 30 or whatever, I feel like if I really like when I like a guy and I sleep with a guy and I like him, it means a lot because, I mean, I have the experience to know that I really like him. When you lose your virginity to someone, it's puppy love. You don't even know if you like him. All you know is he's the first one that put it in you.
That's not.
So that's my opinion. Okay. Anyways, move on. God, we don't gotta keep going in circles, guys. All right. I'm tired.
Wait, I'm confused. The first one to put it in you?
Put it in you. To stick it in you. Wait, so
what?
He said, did you not hear what he said?
You're describing sex like that?
Yeah.
Stick it in her.
Sex is? Oh my God.
Stick it in her.
But okay, finish your point. What?
I finished it.
Wait, what was the thing about being the first? What?
Well, he mentioned that a woman's always gonna fall in love with her first or second or whatever, and that a woman who's been with a lot of men lacks the ability to have connection, which is so not true.
It is.
No,
it's
oh
my
God! You haven't even been with that many people, so how are you gonna say that? You don't even know what you're talking about.
No, but why? So you would rather her be with 30 people to then have the anecdotal evidence and be able to say
I'm reacting to the video. I'm saying that I don't agree with what he said, and also he allegedly trafficked women from my country, and so I don't really give a fuck what he says. Anyways, move on. Thank you.
But that's not really. His pending court case.
Oh my God.
His pending court case is kind of irrelevant because you need to actually address the arguments he's making, saying
I did address them.
No, but it's fallacious to say, well, because this person is currently being accused of a crime, therefore what he's saying is wrong. That's a fallacious argument.
I addressed what he said, and then I followed it with being like, he could say whatever. I don't agree with anything that he'll ever say because I read the Romanian press, and you could say allegedly, but...
So if he said that the sky was blue, you would object to it because he's currently under investigation.
Oh my God, come on,
That is what you're
Brian.
saying, though.
No,
That's literally what you're saying.
You guys, come on now. You know that's not what I'm saying. You know that's not what I'm saying.
But the fact that he's
I'm not playing this game. Like, literally...
It is
We
a
understand-
fallacy, though, to say because he allegedly did this bad thing that therefore he's wrong
But
on
I
this
did
particular
respond
issue.
to what he said, and I feel like I was pretty thorough about it. So
Okay, but you're trying to minimize what he said by also throwing in, by the way, he's also accused of this, therefore you should take what he said less seriously. That's a fallacy. I don't know. Is it appeal to authority? I'm not sure, but sort of, kind of. He can't be an authority on what he's saying because he's accused of crime.
Yeah, no, I mean it is. I mean, I'm just like talking shit.
Okay, that's
So
fine.
like,
That's fine.
Yeah, like it's not that serious. You're fine. That's why I said just move on.
I wonder if he felt this way before he converted to Muslim.
Well, he was Christian when he said that.
Oh, he was Christian. Okay, when
I'm
did he?
pretty sure you.
Okay.
Let's not involve religion into this, but he's probably felt that way forever.
Forever. Yeah, I thought that maybe that had something to do with his strong beliefs on that.
Okay.
Yeah. So that, I mean, for me, I'm like, okay, well, that's what he believes, and that's, haram to him, and okay.
I think in general, like regardless of like his belief system, where did he lie? I mean, an older woman who has had more sexual partners will obviously not be able to connect with her husband as much and will be coming into a relationship with baggage. So I think it's fair to assume, unless you've had an intimate conversation of how many people you've slept with, it's okay to assume, okay, you're 35, you're single, you've probably slept with a lot more people than a 19 or 20-year-old coming in and it's one or two sexual partners.
Makes sense.
I
agree.
In The Music Man, I said the sadder but wiser girl for me, because he wanted the girl that was around the block, but he doesn't. So
Right.
that makes sense. No,
Which
I get it.
I'm not the biggest Andrew Tate fan, but in this exact clip, 100%, like there were
I agree, yeah.
no lies.
I think it's pretty factual to say that an older woman who's slept with a lot more men are more to have less emotional connections to their husbands or whoever they're seeking
just
relationships with,
scientific.
because
Yeah.
I mean, sex is an emotional thing, you know.
Okay, yeah. So psychologically, orgasm for women is an oxytocin release, and for men it's a dopamine release. And oxytocin is a bonding hormone, and dopamine is a reward hormone.
Well, every single time you sleep with a man, we are creating pair bonds
Exactly.
in our brain that
Yes.
are
Yeah.
connecting us to those people.
And they're not. But
psychologically.
I'm sorry if I cut you
No, you're
off.
good.
It's science.
But
What do
it's
you
true.
mean? What is she talking
That's what
about?
I don't
It's
understand
true.
how you can
I'm
disagree with
confused.
science and
I personally
psychology.
don't pair bond with every single person
But-
I sleep with.
See, but that's the
ridiculous.
thing.
You
is
don't
you
realize
can't say
that.
Disputing.
What about, okay, so is this only hetero relationships, or are we talking about like
Orgasm.
Any type of sex.
any
Any
type of
release.
sex? Okay.
So you can say like I'm not pair bonding, but that's just not reality and that's not
Yeah.
scientific.
So I'm just delusional. I just like live my
Yeah,
life.
that's
I didn't
Sure.
say you were
So-
delusional.
So
I'm
every
just
guy that I
informing.
sleep with, I'm just in love with. That's
No,
cool.
we
I
didn't say
you were
in love
I
with
said
him.
that there's a
And pair
psychological
bonding?
bond,
No.
that there is a bond in your brain that you are creating with that person that you have an
Yes.
intimate relationship with.
Yeah.
That is psychological, that is scientific, it's irrefutable evidence on the table. And so you can say I'm going out in the world and not having these relationships with people, but at the end of the day, I mean, you said you slept with 30 people, you have a pair bonded
With
in your
all
brain
30
with
people?
30 people. Yes.
The more you slept with people, the less you probably recognize it too, because that's
Yeah.
how it works. It
Yeah.
decreases
Yeah.
the
Desensitized.
You're also
Okay.
you're creating also the inability to have a long-lasting relationship, because the more people that you sleep with, and when it's just a hookup, you're training psychologically your brain that is more acceptable and okay than being in a long-term relationship.
That is so not
I
The
will
more,
say,
the more
Not
sexual,
true.
the more
I'm
sexual
so
partners
sorry.
you have, the more sexual partners you have, it starts to reduce your ability to pair bond with future partners. It may be the case that you've slept with people you had absolutely no bond, but I mean,
I've had great bonds afterwards too. I mean, like I said, I have no issues falling
For
in
like
love.
the first like couple or like few people that you've have ever slept with, say, like, have you ever felt like emotionally connected to those specific people?
Yeah, the first one definitely was a thing, but I mean, Okay, so after I fell in love with like my actual, like my first boyfriend, the one that I was with for 6 years, I couldn't even compare the love that I felt for him with the guy that I thought I was in love with, who was the first guy I slept with. I mean, after actually being in love, I couldn't compare.
Wait, the guy you were in love with was the 6-year one?
Yes.
In your messages to us, you say you were in an open relationship with him.
Yes. Well, not for the whole 6 years. Towards the last 2 years, we did kind of fall out of love, but also because I was 17 when we got together, and we both it got boring after a while, and then so we both were open.
Don't they say that boring love is good love?
Is that the only
I'm saying at first
it's supposed to be normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
With the first guy I slept with,
Healthy. Yeah.
versus when I got into my relationship at the beginning, I mean, I can't compare the two loves that I thought that I felt, like the first one was puppy love. The second one was like, oh my God, like I'm in love. Like, this is crazy. Like, we did everything together. We're actually still friends to this day. Like, I still have love for him. It's just not as romantic anymore because we grew apart. We just, I don't know, I think it's like a 7-year itch thing. It's like 6 years, we just both changed. We grew in different directions. But yeah, I mean, that's kind of what I'm saying. It's like, well, the first guy, I thought I loved him, but the guy I really was in love with wasn't he? I think he was the 7th guy I ever actually.
Would you say that's like the only guy that you've ever felt emotionally connected to that you've ever had sex with, though?
No. The other guy was I've had 2 relationships. The other guy was the one I was last with, and that was almost even deeper actually because we had more in common. Like we were into the same kind of like humor and whatnot, and so we like got to hang out more. And I don't know, like hanging like it was I don't know how to explain. Like we were closer on like a friendship level. And I was in even more love with him actually than the other guy. So that's why I'm saying like this is all
so like the first few guys you would say you have felt emotionally connected to.
Well, no, I'm saying that the first guy I slept with I did, and then my first relationship, which was like the 7th guy, I did, and then like shortly after I slept with, shortly after I ended my 6-year relationship, I got with somebody else. And we were even more deeper, like emotionally connected. So
I feel like that does prove that it does wear off as you. Yeah.
How does I just said that it got deeper and deeper as it went along. I didn't say it got less deep. I said it got deeper and deeper.
But do you think? Okay, let's say you've slept with 100 people.
Right.
Do you think like you're really gonna care about number 101? Like
no,
at that point, it's just like the next day.
I'm talking about my romantic relationships have gotten deeper and deeper and deeper.
The more men you've slept with?
No, the older I get, the more experienced I am, the more I know myself, the more that I know what I want.
Yeah, but generally speaking, like, look, the more people you sleep with, like, as you have more sexual partners, your ability to pair bond with future people is diminished.
That's not the case for me because I've gotten more in love with people the older I get. I feel like the more experience I have because I knew what I didn't want from the first guy. I knew what I didn't want from the second guy, and I knew what I didn't want from the third guy.
Let me ask you a question.
Why can't you know what you don't want?
Each time I build upon, like, what's...
Why can't you know what you don't like without having to experience a shitty relationship and where you don't like things?
Did I say that any of them were shitty?
I'm just using that term.
I learned from each experience that I've had. And you're never going to know what you want or don't want unless you experience it.
I definitely do know what I want and don't want without having
you can totally
relationship
rationalize
experience.
In your head what is good and what is not and without having to experience it.
I can't argue with that, and that's fine.
I have a question for you. You said your 6-year relationship, was he one of your first people that you were intimate with? Or?
Yeah, I said he was like number 7.
He was number 7.
Mm-hmm.
But however, you admitted to it getting boring, and then you opened up the relationship.
Well...
So the sex life was boring.
The sex, and shit, we were together for years
Exhibit
at
A.
that point.
So
Exhibit A. I mean, like,
So
you said your relationship, you had to open it up.
I mean, honestly, to be completely honest, it was really him that was the one that wanted to open it and was like having issues like being faithful and whatnot. And so I was like, all right, well, we could open it up, and that was that.
Okay.
But the open relationship isn't really what killed it.
But you said it was boring too. You thought
it was
also
after. So the last 2 years we we were not having pretty much.
Isn't that a failure of the pair bonding between you two then? If it was boring and you had to open it up?
No, because we opened it up before that. I think what really failed it wasn't the pair bonding. It was the fact, I mean, shit, I really don't want to like put my business out there. I'm scared he's gonna see this because we're so cool. I don't want to like.
Did you feel you stopped growing together?
Yeah, essentially, yes. Like I am a lot more ambitious than him, and he was 3 years older, right? I was 17, he was 20 when we got together, and I feel like I outgrew him. And so I became his mother at the end of the day, and it was extremely unattractive to be somebody's mother.
Sure.
After years of being together.